Wow, it's been a minute since I uploaded a video. I took the summer off essentially, and I'm going to get into it more in this video, but I thought I would just come back by showing you what I've been up to. It's a lot of baking, a lot of sourdough in all its different iterations, and also just resetting after the summer, getting myself into gear as my kids get ready to go back to school, and getting myself ready for what's to come next. So if you're new here, hello and welcome. My name is Julie, and I post a lot of videos about how to live an intentional, simplistic life. And a lot of that is through decluttering, getting rid of the excess, really focusing on simple pleasures and getting back to our roots. So if that's something you're interested in, please go ahead and subscribe, like, share the video, you know, all the things. And let's jump into what I am doing today. I'm making 2 batches of bread. This one is a traditional sourdough that I'm whipping up here. And you saw that I just marked the bowl, otherwise I don't know which is which. And this sourdough starter, if you've ever been intimidated, I actually grew this myself. And basically all you need is to be patient. So you need some time. It probably takes about 2 weeks to create a natural sourdough. But if you're waiting for a powder or something to ship in the mail, or even a bakery, they will give you some sourdough starter, you can actually just make it yourself. So don't let that be the barrier to entry when it comes to making sourdough. I find it super relaxing and therapeutic. And I hope these videos kind of impart that for you as well. Onto bread number 2, and this is going to be bread rolls, but I'm also adding a little bit of sugar into this mixture, which I don't usually do for traditional sour loaf. And so they are going to be a lot lighter and softer. They also have butter, which I forgot until the last step. I should have done the butter right after this flour step. I totally blanked because I was trying to remember the recipe by heart. And I still added the butter in, and they were still freaking delicious. You'll see later in the video how they came out. So don't be discouraged when things don't go exactly according to plan. It can all work out. You just have to regroup a little bit. When you're doing sourdough baking, you can see how puffed up and bubbly that sourdough starter is, and that's essentially your raising agent. So it's important that it has a lot of air bubbles. You know that it's ready. And this is the point when I realized I forgot the butter. So we're putting the butter back in. And just going back to the sourdough starter, I have been using a sort of silicone cap for it. And I actually find as the sourdough ferments, the cap will shoot off. And then you definitely know that your sourdough is ready for use. So I really want to ask you a question. This is a totally different format of video, and I've really been enjoying more relaxed, simple style of videos and content lately. Is this something that you enjoy, or do you want the more punchy, vibrant, scene-changing kind of videos? I really want to have a conversation with you guys. I want to have a relationship where I can talk about deep topics, and sometimes it's nice to be watching something relaxing while you do that, and in order to feel encouraged and feel like you have motivation. So I would love to know in the comments if you like this style of content, what your thoughts are, so that I can create the things that serve you the most going forward. Something that I have really been struggling with of late is this idea of filling my cup as a mom, but as more importantly as a person. Because actually, if I'm being honest, my mom cup, she's overflowing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been with my kids nonstop, which is a beautiful thing. And honestly, I am so grateful. This is what I always envisioned, that I would be able to parent around my children and not my children fitting into my life where I feel like they are at a bit of a disadvantage. Like, me being able to play an active role in their life, it's something that I've always valued. But, you know, everything comes with a bit of a flip side, a cost. And I have really realized that for me personally, I need a creative outlet. I need to feel productive. I need to work in some capacity. So I'm really excited to start the school year again, to be jumping back into videos and content and podcasting and all the good stuff. Let me know if this is something you struggle with too, because I don't think there's a correct answer, to be honest. In all my parenting years, I haven't found one. So part of this reset for me is tackling things that I have been putting off for months. I have different areas in my home. Like, if you had to just think now, hey, what do I really need to organize, declutter, just revolutionize? One of them was my desk, which you can see is a hot mess, but I took everything out. I discovered things in there that I did not know I had, things that I've been putting off. Maybe it was like mail that I needed to attend to, just basic silly things. There was like a warranty that I wanted to make sure we did. You'll see that I'll do that a bit later. Just stuff like that, you know, that like weighs on you and you don't realize until you tackle it. And this is why decluttering and having less is just the biggest gift you can give yourself, because you can actually handle what you have. But it is not a one and done. It is something like fitness or healthy eating or a relationship. It's something you really have to tweak and pay attention to and maintain over time. What is one thing in your home now that is at the back of your mind that is bothering you? Something that I really want to tackle in the next couple of videos is the staircase that I have. Not the staircase, the cupboard under the stairs that has all of our sporting equipment and toys and suitcases and just like a whole random thing, and it's just getting out of control. Part of that, I need my husband to help me because it's not all my stuff and I can't just get rid of it. So that is a bit of a barrier to entry for me. And then also our garage, or garage, as you would say here in Texas. That also is something that keeps me up at night sometimes. No, it's just that I know it would feel so good to have those areas organized. So what's something that is bothering you and that's stopping you from being able to sit back and make sourdough all day because you're worried about your house being cluttered or messy? You know those little tasks that just bug and nag at you? Well, I had forgotten about this one, which is just to get in a warranty for my little green machine. Side note, this thing is absolutely amazing for cleaning carpets and upholstery, and you can do it yourself, and it's what the professionals use anyway. So don't hire someone else to clean your couches and things. I love this little green machine. Another day, another stripy shirt, and also just we're under no disillusion that we can do all of this stuff in one day. So you'll see it's another day, I'm wearing something else, and I have my sourdough loaf that has risen and proofed really nicely, and I've just put some rice flour into the banneton. That is the little basket with the cotton lining, and then I have put it in there to do another rise, and now we're gonna make the rolls, which, side note, these were absolutely incredible. So for the rolls, I just used a basic sourdough sandwich bread recipe, which I will link down below. It's super easy. It's the one that I forgot the butter that you saw earlier in the video yesterday. And so now I just decided to shape them into 8 different rolls. They were quite large, so you probably could do more than this. And honestly, they were so good. They were eaten in one day. So I would highly recommend considering making your own rolls. I know it seems like so much work, but it's really not once you get the hang of it. Just like any new skill, it's so intimidating in the beginning, but if you do it a couple of times, you're like, oh yeah, I can do this. And the steps are really spread out throughout the day. You're doing 5 minutes here, 10 minutes here. This rolling part is probably what takes the longest, but it's so fun. So I would highly recommend. Okay, so the rolls have had some time to rise. Look at these babies. Don't they look so good? They were so light and fluffy and bouncy and just everything you want in a bakery roll and better. Best thing is that they're made at home, so you can do them yourself. You don't have to rely on anybody else. So now we're gonna bake these guys and I'll show you what they look like. These turned out so beautiful. Look, with some movie magic, they're already done, but honestly, they only took like 20 minutes to bake. While we're looking at these drool-worthy rolls, I just want to encourage you to break the comparison from social media. I've been finding that I go down this rabbit hole of looking at moms online that have maybe kids a similar age as mine, or they're in a similar life stage, and it's so hard to really root back into who you are, what your values are for a family. You know, you'll see a lot of moms on YouTube that have multiple kids, and maybe you've only got one and you feel like you're at capacity right now. Or they're homeschooling, they're running a business, they are parenting multiple children, and you're like, how is this possible? I'm just someone who sends their kids to regular school, and I'm happy for them to have that experience. And we spend so much time together, and I have to remind myself that I don't have to do life the same way as everybody else. So if that is you and you need help and care in different ways than what you might see online, I want to encourage you not to compare yourself to everybody else. We're all on our own journey, and we're all learning our own lessons that we need. Side note, I overproofed this sourdough bread, and sometimes things don't go according to plan. I baked it anyway. It was not my most picturesque, perfect loaf, but it still turned out great and it tastes good. And I want to encourage you, make mistakes, fail, get up, try again. The only failure is truly giving up. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's a different type of style for me, so let me know what you think, and I'll be back with a new video very soon.